On this episode of Street Rat Garage, we are getting back to our 1968 Chevy Caprice, getting it ready to go out on some tours this summer. Let's get started. So it is currently December, almost officially winter time, and we have to get something ready for the spring and the summer for our cruising. I want to go either on Hot Rod Power Tour or the Pole Barn Garage Poverty Tour. If you haven't heard about that, go to Pole Barn Garage website and our YouTube page. Look that up. They're going to do a big long cruise way out there somewhere. It's going to be big, but it's a lot like Power Tour without all the craziness. But we need to get something ready. So we have this 1968 Caprice. We have the 77 Monte Carlo. We also have the 69 Chevy Chevelle. We also have a Cadillac that's outside that you can't see right now, but something or all of these have to get ready to go on Power Tour, Poverty Tour, one of those things, cruising the coast, anything. We need to get out this summer and roll some of this old junk. Now, as far as this car is concerned, this is the 1968 four-door Caprice. It was in two videos last year. So I bought this at auction. We kind of got it running. We got it to start and move around a little bit. And then it sat for another year and we didn't do anything with it. She's rusty. She's got rust in the quarter panels, wheel wells. She's got rust. Well, she's got a lot of rust. Fenders, everywhere there's rust. But it does have a 327 in it. So that's a bonus. It's a four-door. It is nasty and gross on the inside. It's nasty and gross on the outside too. But I was missing a mirror too. I didn't even notice that. The windows are filthy from sitting underneath a tree. The interior is absolutely awful. But I've seen worse. The dashboard's not bad. It's got that really cool compass on the dash. I really like that. But this car is sat 15 years, something like that. I can't remember exactly when it was parked. There's still a license plate on the back of the car that says, we can't see it because it's pulled up against the Monte Carlo, but there's a plate back there somewhere from, I don't know, the 90s or the 80s. It's been sitting for a very long time. It's got a little rust around the windshield here too. This chrome, chrome's a little bit loose there, I'd say. So we're going to want to try to secure that later. But first of all, we have to get this back up and running again. It doesn't even have a gas tank in it. We just poured gas down the carburetor, filled up the float bowls, and that was it the last time we got it running. I'm not even sure this is going to start again. So that's probably the first thing we need to know. Will this still start after sitting a year? Well, let's look and see what we got underneath of here. So there's a 327. There's the Quadrajunk carburetor. Quadrajets are actually, they're pretty good. They're good when they work and they're awful when they don't. So this is probably somewhere in between there. It still has the points system on it, which I'm pretty sure we had to scrape the points and didn't change anything. We didn't change the plug wires, we didn't change the spark plugs, but I don't think we changed the spark plugs. We'll have to pull one out and find out. I put a battery in it from another car and I've had it on charge for a little while, but have not tried to even start this yet. So let's give it a crank at least. All right, you will have to bear with me a little bit on the audio side of this because I came all the way up here and I forgot the good camera with the microphones on it. So this first section will be without the greatest audio, but we'll suffer through it and it's going to get better a little bit later. But right now, I just want to see. Okay, let's put it up. Let's see if it even cranks over. Oh, come on. I think the first thing I should have done was check the oil to make sure there was, any even in here. And yeah, it's about half a quart low, but that's not bad. It smells kind of gassy though. So we get this, it's not too thin though. We get it fired up and all that other fun stuff. Make sure it runs good. Then we'll change the oil a little bit later. But I don't even know with these spark plugs. I don't think I changed these spark plugs. They're probably pretty gross. I'm gonna just pour some gas in it, crank it over and see what happens. I got a little gas here and I'm just gonna try to pour it. Nope, I'm not gonna pour it down the vent. I'm just gonna pour it into the carburetor and see what happens. So a can of car that's been sitting for a year and was only running for, you know, like 10 minutes a year ago after sitting for probably 20-ish years. All right, time to find out. There's no gas, is there a gas pedal? Is that moving? Oh, yeah, it's moving. Okay, we got gas pedal. Crank. And nothing. And we're ready to go. We're doing absolutely nothing at all. Sounds like no spark. We got the fuel, we got air. Must not have any spark. That's the problem about having a point system. They don't like to sit long at all before they get all corroded up. All right, well, I don't have any sandpaper in here, but have you ever noticed on the older screwdrivers that the flat surface is kind of ridged? It works pretty much like a file. If you just slide it in there, working back and forth, can you hear it? It'll clean up the points if you don't have any sandpaper to use that. Yeah, a lot of the new ones don't have that ridge part of it anymore. So you have to make sure you find a nice old screwdriver laying around. So we clean these up. Now let's put it all back together and see if we can get some fire. And I'm just gonna use the same old dealio with the screwdriver. There she goes. Give that a good cleaning right there. I don't know if you can see it well. Yeah, you can see it. It's just a lot more shiny right there. So we'll do the same thing to the inside of the cap and the top of this button right there. And then we'll be ready to see if we can make some sparkles. Okay, that locked into place. Not quite. There we go. Yeah, she is. And the distributor's back. The cap is actually pretty decent shape. I just cleaned up the inside a little bit better. That coil worries me. That's something we're definitely gonna have to replace. It does not look good at all. But eventually we should change these plug wires. Even though they look really good, the cap looks good, the plug wires look good, the coil looks like garbage. We'll have to replace the rubber hoses as well running around here because those are, actually they're not really even brittle. That's odd, but change them anyway because you can get vacuum leaks in these little ones and the bigger ones. Is there a transmission? Where's the transmission one? I don't see it. That's for the vacuum. What is this, a 2-speed? 2-speed doesn't have that, right? I don't know if this is a power glide transmission or not. Anyway, we're getting distracted. Back to seeing if this will fire up, first of all. Let's make it run. Anyway, we'll have a vacuum modulator on it. Anyway, let's see if this will start. Seeing the thing where it makes noises, it doesn't start. Well, that's something. Maybe a little bit more gas. Well, I'm gonna try and fill up these float bowls. These McDonald's cups aren't as flexible as they used to be. You used to be able to bend them real good and get the stuff right in there, but they cheapened up on these things. Okay. Any pumps? Does the accelerator pump at least work? I don't think so. Try it again with no accelerator pump. choke working? I don't know if it works. Is choke? We have choke. We have choke. We have choke. We have too much choke. Or the choke just sort of stays where you put it. Okay, well, we'll leave it. We'll leave the choke halfway open. The choke just, yeah, it's kind of stiff. It's just sitting wherever you leave it. But did I use up all the gas now? Oh, well, she runs like garbage. That was awful. This is what I'm talking about. Open, close, open, close. So when it's closed, you should be able to come over here and hit this linkage and it pop open. And yeah, it doesn't do that. There's a little plastic piece right here, part of the linkage that looks like it's not doing its job. This is a heat activated one. So when there's a little coil spring inside of here, and when it sits on top of the intake manifold, when it gets nice and warm, it expands the spring. And when the spring expands, it opens the choke. So cold, it should be down. But if you put too much gas in it, it's choking it out. So that's why I opened it up a little bit. So you got to find the right spot when you're doing this. And yeah, this one's, it's just like, it doesn't work. And open up the choke about where I think it should be, about there. I think it's starting to work a little bit now. So maybe that'll help us out. Let's jump back in here. Another try. I just wanted to run for a little bit so I can see what might need to be done. It sounds like the plugs aren't good. Okay. You know what? I think that's good enough. She's missing bad. So time to check the plugs. There's one that is not firing. It shouldn't be the cap. Well, I mean, it could be the cap. It could be a spark plug wire, chewed by mice or squirrels. It could be anything. So I'm gonna start looking there. Find our miss. But she's a runner. Technically, she was already a runner before, last year. So only thing I did was, scrape the points, and that's pretty much exactly how it sounded when I put it away last time. So we didn't have to do much to get it running again, but we don't have an accelerator pump. We may need a different carburetor on there. I'm not rebuilding that one. Let's look at the plugs. I'm gonna pull them out real quick. Let's inspect the plugs. Okay, spark plugs are all pulled out. Let's have a look at these real quick. How close can I get? This is as close as I can get without blurring it. Okay, these are all from the driver's side, and these are in order. So this is 2, 4, 6, and 8. They're not great. They got oil on it. They're dark. That one's got a little smudge in it, but these were firing. I mean, it's fair. The carburetor could be jacked up, and seals and the valves, what have you. But this over here is what I wanted to show you. This is the driver's side. This is the odd side. So this is okay. I mean, this is really okay, and okay. Number 5 right here. Oh, focus on that. Yep, doesn't want to focus, but put it down here. Here we go. It's completely clogged. This is the guy that wasn't firing at all. There's no way that this was firing. So I've already replaced all the plugs, and I am about to fire it up again and see if that smooths it out. It might smoke a bit now that number 5 right there is hopefully going to work. Now I've already poured some more gasoline down the carburetor, and this floorboard is rusted out. Come on. Good. much blow-by is coming out of the valve covers. That is not good. I would like to get it running for a while, let things warm up on it, see if that helps. I will try it one more time. Just so we can look at the blow-by. Still missing out. Still missing out. I can still feel it. It's trying to come around. I mean, it's doing a little bit better. That smoke seemed to be starting to go away, but I can still feel some blow-by coming out of there. So we might have to run it a little bit. We don't have a gas tank. There's no gas tank. It's completely rusted out from underneath of here. So we're gonna have to come back with a pump, put it in the gas can and feed it through the carburetor and see if that brings it around, I guess. You gotta remember, this thing has been off the road a very long time and just sitting, so things get stuck, rings get stuck, valves get stuck, valve seals go bad. There's a lot of things that could be wrong with this car, but the longer that you run them, the more that they start to come back. So we need to get this running on its own, get the fuel system hooked up, and just let this run for like 10, 15, 20 minutes, or 30 minutes, as long as we can, to get up to temperature. Put a couple of heat cycles through this thing, and maybe she'll come back around. So that's what we're gonna do next. Something like this, all tightened down here, and our pump is wired. All we have to do is connect the hot. Oh, there she's picking up. Oh, look, it has a hole in the line. That's lovely. Ah, great. It's always something. I'm gonna have to shorten that. Why does it have that hole there? Look at that. Oh. How'd that happen? It's like I must have got it up against a fan build or something the last time I used it. Yeah, that's gotta be my fault. That's okay. Okay, I made it much shorter now. Shall we try that again? Still leaking. Okay, lovely. Oh, is this guy not tight enough? Get down there. Okay, yeah. Again. Must be the issue. Just wasn't tight enough. Oh, now it's overflowing there. Oh, jeez. Oh my gosh. One thing or another. Well, carburetor adjustment tool. Fine, adjust it there. Oh, not that. Okay. Let's see if we got it adjusted right. I don't see anything. Okay. Now I'm scared to start it. We got gasoline all over the place. Got a slight drip still. Yeah. Slight drip still. Yeah, there we go. That solves that problem. Now let's see if it starts. I wish I had a fire extinguisher. Looks good enough. Now, please do not catch on fire. but it's running. It'll blow by. Okay. Yeah, still got blow by, but maybe the lifters need to pump up some more and do the things. I don't know. It is definitely missing out. I can hear it clattering a little bit. The engine is a little, you know how it is. You can see the blow by coming out of the tube. Yeah. Not always a good thing. There it goes. Look at that. Wow. The transmission fluid coming out as well. Yeah, she's got problems. Well, she's been running for a couple minutes. Still missing out though. I don't know. We'll have to pull that plug, I guess, and see if it's firing. You can't, I don't know, you can tell a little bit, but it's a little bit smoky back here. So it's warming, it's starting to warm up. I'm gonna let it run for a little while and see if the lifters pump up, see if it rings free up, at least give it a heat cycle. Yeah, I think it's getting even more smoky, to tell you the truth. Look at it. Hey. Oh. Did you hear that little popping, pop, 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 pop? I believe that's a valve. Yeah, it's not opening. Is that causing our problem? Or is it the ring? I don't know. Still not sounding good. About 5 minutes so far. It's running by itself, but that's smoke, man. It's like a valve popping. Look at the smoke back there. Not good. Starting to get smokier. I don't know how much you can tell it. Can't tell if it's good, but it's way smoky. Okay, well, at least we got a heat cycle out of it. Pull that off of there. That's the longest it's run. You know, even when I got it running last year, it wasn't running this long. That pop, pop, pop back through the valves, or back through the exhaust, through the carburetor actually. That's telling me there's probably a stuck valve. We're probably going to have to take these valve covers off and tune on the rocker arms there a little bit to open up one of those valves. A little bit of that might solve that problem. The smoke might be from a ring that's stuck or some other issue. But for now, I think we're gonna let it rest. We're gonna go get a good camera and microphone so you can hear me better, and we're gonna let this sit and just soak in the heat. And hopefully things loosen up a little bit. Plus we need to let this air out. There's fumes everywhere. Okay, and just like that, we are back. It's another day, and it's a bit colder than it was yesterday. So might have to wrap up for a little while till we get warmed up here. Now, what I want to do is fire this thing up again, and now that it's gone through at least one heat cycle, I'm gonna wanna send it through another heat cycle and see if we can get that ring. I'm pretty sure it's going to be that ring on that piston, probably number 6. Did I say it was number 5 before? Seems like I said number 5. This side over here is odds, this side's even. Passenger side is even. So 2, 4, 6. Yes, the third one back, so that's number 6. So if I said 5 before and I got them backwards, sorry about that. I was wrong. So stop typing in the comments. Number 6. We might have to pull that out. Let's start it up. Let's let it warm back up, run it through another heat cycle, and then we'll pull that plug out and see if it's been firing. Plug the fuel pump back in. Is this the, that's the negative wire. That's a negative. This one's a positive. I should put little clips on it. It makes it easier when you have the little clips on there. Check for any leaking gasoline. I don't see any. Hopefully we have enough charge in the battery. And hopefully the alternator was working. I don't know if it was working yesterday. I didn't test that. So that's another thing we're testing. The pedals rock hard. It won't even go down. So we don't have any brakes for sure. Oh yeah, accelerator pump doesn't work. We may have to prime it, but it might start. There she goes. Maybe the choke's starting to work. Boy, she's still missing out really bad. Ugh. Is the fuel pump still working? Seems like it's running out of gas. Oh, let me check the fuel pump. I don't hear anything. Oh, yep, it stopped. So yeah, that's where those clips would have came in handy. We don't have a good connection there. Okay, gas in the carburetor. That is helpful. Looks like the choke might actually be working now. Try this again. No accelerator pump. There she goes. Now she's running. It is still puffing out through the dipstick tube right here. Where did I put the dipstick? I lost it. Anyway, but it's puffing out through the dipstick hole. I'm gonna let it warm up before I start hitting on it. Well, we could still have a stuck valve. We could have both things. We can have a stuck valve and we can have a ring that's hopefully just stuck, but could possibly be broken. The ring's broken or something, we're in trouble. But if it'll come back around, we'll be good. I didn't even check and see if this had any coolant or anything in it, which doesn't look like it. I didn't even check. I didn't check the radiator. There could be some leaking. Oh yeah, we had a leak in the transmission line too, so that needs to be fixed. But we need to sort this out first. We may have to just replace this whole engine. I don't know. I'm gonna let this run for a little while. We'll come back, we'll give it some gas and see if she's blowing, how much smoke she's blowing out. All right, it's been running for a couple minutes, so it's got some heat in it. So let's give it some revs again. Yeah, pretty much nothing has changed. Exactly the same. So I'm going to shut it down and let's pull that plug out. I do want to slide it in gear and see if it'll go forward a little bit, but I have 0 brakes, so I got to be careful. Yeah, nothing there. Nope, she's not moving, but probably because of that transmission fluid leak. Let's shut her down. Okay. Well, we are going to have to look at that spark plug. I seriously doubt if it's firing any at all, but a few more heat cycles, maybe it'll come back around. Let's pull it, look at it, see if it's even doing anything. Oh yeah, it's definitely nice and warm now. Oh, it's hot. So that's one more heat cycle. We'll do that about, I don't know, 4 or 5 more times. Oh, that's the wrong spark plug. This has the big spark plugs in it, not the small ones. So you got to use that 13/16. I'm hoping this has a set of double hump heads on it. That'd be cool. I don't know if it's got too much grease on it to see right now, but I think some of the 327s have double humps, doesn't it? It has way too much grease. I can't see anything on there, but 327s were pretty good engines back in the day. They definitely had more horsepower than the 70s, 350s. Man, that doesn't look, it's got soot on it like it's been firing, but it's really dark. And it's got a lot of oil around the threads, more than it should. I don't think it's been firing. I'm pretty sure that's not firing. So we'll look at this one and we'll pull the one out next to it and compare them. All right, we'll just pull number 4 out here. Have a look at him. Yeah, that's way different. Grab number 6 here and compare the two. So you see that? This one is clearly doesn't have the soot on it. A little bit right here, but it's got a good, pretty decent burn mark about halfway down the strap. And this is just all sooted up like it hasn't been firing at all, which I'm pretty sure it hasn't. So yeah, that is an issue. No combustion. That's our no ring having cylinder. And from the look at that plug that we pulled out, it's probably been that way for a while, and we probably have a bad ring. But maybe, I don't know. See, maybe we're still going to look at the valve too. So I'm going to put these back in. I'm going to swap this plug so we can give this one a chance to fire for a little while and get cleaned up. And we'll put this one in, let it get dirty or whatever. Okay, I am just pulling out the last bolt out of this valve cover right here. I put this guy up here out of the way. Hopefully this isn't stuck on here. Oh, no, it's not. That just came right on off of there. Probably the heat cycles help with that. Ooh, it's disgusting in here. It's oily. I mean, it's not awful. I've seen worse. Let's have a look. Yeah, see how black and corroded, or not corroded, but it's just dark, the oil, and there's some buildup right there. Oh, it's gummy. It is gummy, but it's not hard, too bad. It's not too crusty. It's just really, really gummy. I think it was taken care of for a while, but eventually that was not the case. It's missed a few oil changes, but not all of them, what I'm trying to say. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire this up and see if all these valves are jumping up and down, and see if this is going to sling oil like all over the place. That's a possibility too. Okay, I got that tarp right there, so if things get too messy, that'll catch it. We won't have oil all over the place. Let's fire this up. It starts up pretty easy now. That's a plus. Yeah, she's slinging oil all over the place, but that's a good thing. I hear one of them tapping really, really good. Can you hear it? You see all that compression coming out of there too? One of them's oh, There she is, right there. Look at that. That is not doing its job, but that's not number 6. Number 6 seems to be doing a pretty good job. Okay, well, we know who's not working right there. Let's try to adjust that down. All right, now that we have identified the problem, let's go and have a look at this rocker. I don't know if you can hear it, but I had to shut the door. There's a storm that's decided to come up, and it's really windy and pounding rain up against the door, but hopefully you can hear okay. This is our guy right here. Now, the thing is, did it just back off? Which normally doesn't happen on these, but it can happen. But is it just a collapsed lifter? And if I crank it down, will it pump up and then be too tight? It's a possibility, but if I look at the threads on these, it kinda, I don't know, I can't tell if they're about the same threads or if this one's a little bit lower. I'm just a little worried that that lifter is just collapsed and just needs to run for a little bit longer to pump back up. That is definitely a possibility. But over here is our number 6. And it's actually pretty good. They're all good, except for this guy right here. We probably should pop off the other valve cover and check those valves out as well, make sure everything's good there. I just popped off the other side, and it's much worse. Look at the inside of this valve cover. And yeah, there's some milkiness on the inside of that, but that's probably just from, you know, moisture crawling up inside of there, which they do. But if I check these valves, there's one. That one's still loose. We got one loose one over here. So I'm thinking, since we got one on each bank, that probably it's just the lifters haven't had enough time to pump up. That does not excuse that 6 from not firing, though. We just don't have pumped up lifters, and apparently we have a dead cylinder. Something's not firing. We're going to give it some more run time. I'm going to put these valve covers back. I'm going to put some, I think I'm going to put some gaskets on it. Yeah, they just flake off. So we need new valve cover gaskets. Keep it from leaking all over the place now that we've unsealed it. Bolt those back on and run it through some more heat cycles. Get that nasty oil to pump up. We should probably change that oil, but if this engine is no good, then I don't want to waste the oil. So we'll run it as is. The oil's kind of thin, so maybe that'll help pump up those. No, that's not going to help. But let's run it a few more times. All right, I got the valve covers back on again, and it's cooled down, so we can do a couple more heat cycles. I just got to plug everything back in, plug the fuel pump in. And the fuel pump's not going because this wire's off. There we go. Now let's fire this back up and put another heat cycle in it. Get those lifters pumped up. I think a lot of that sludge was keeping those lifters from getting oil. I tried to clean out the inside of the heads and open up the passages so that the oil can flow down. And man, it starts right up. That's not the problem. Oh, it just needs to stop missing. Look at, it's already tons and tons of blow by. I think cleaning up those oil passages pretty much just helped that blow by come out. Okay, well, we're gonna let it run for a while. I'm pretty sure there's more exhaust coming out of the crankcase than there is coming out of the exhaust pipe. The engine's starting to speed up a little bit more. So maybe those lifters are starting to come back around. For some reason, the tail lights have decided to come on, but that brake pedal is rock hard. But that's for another day to figure that stuff out. Okay, I'm gonna give it about 10 minutes, let it sit here and run, and see if she starts to come back around. Well, it's been running for a few minutes. I think one valve might have come in. It smoothed out a little bit, but it's not quite there. Yeah, it's not quite there yet, but I don't know. I think some of it's coming around, some of it's not. I think I'm going to go down to the store and get some coolant and put in there and see what happens. I want it to run for a good long time. The amount of blow-by we are getting is crazy. I mean, it's absurd. I've never seen that much blow-by in anything ever. It's really not looking good. I put those valve cover gaskets in, and this is how hard it is to take those old ones off. This is how crusty they were. Probably the originals. So we got that sealed back up. Man, I just hope this comes back around. I don't want to yank this engine out and put something else in, but we will if we have to. Maybe we can, if worst case scenario, we can take this apart and, I don't know, hone it, put some rings in it. I don't know what we can do there, but that's a possibility. I really want to run this engine. That carburetor seems to be coming around pretty good too. I went ahead and ordered the cap rotors, the spark plug wires, all of that, a coil. I got all that, but I don't think that is causing our issue, our not fire. Valve on that side, valve on this side. I think one of them came back, finally pumped up. We'll let it sit in the oil there for a while longer and see if some more comes back. There's oil spatter on that side. That must have came out of the tube there where that's shooting pretty good oil pressure. If all that came out of that, where the PCV valve goes. I forgot to put the PCV valve back. There we go. That's better. Okay, let me get some coolant so we can run this longer. Okay, back from the parts store, and yeah, I was able to pick up a couple quarts of the coolant there and a little bit of oil dry for the floor. Soak up some of that transmission fluid we've been spilling. Probably should fix that eventually, but for right now, I'm gonna pour some coolant into the old radiator here, and we are gonna see, hopefully it just doesn't fall out on the floor. There's a possibility we don't have any freeze plugs in this because coolant just doesn't really disappear, and I don't see any in there, but maybe it's just a little bit low. I don't know. I got 2 gallons. We're gonna see what happens. But it is an absolutely miserable day outside. Perfect for working inside. Okay, here we go. Please don't fall on the ground. This stuff is not cheap anymore. I bought coolant, 2 gallons. Oh, it's filling up, so it wasn't very low at all. And I bought a bag of oil dry, $43, 2 gallons and some oil dry. Isn't that ridiculous? That's why it costs so much to do anything. Okay. Well, oh, that was just out of the overflow. Okay. I heard a whole bunch hit the ground, but I overfilled it, and this is back in the day when your coolant just dumped out onto the ground. That's not allowed anymore. So no overflow tanks. So if we were to ever run this down the drag strip, we would have to put in an overflow, but that's not likely anytime soon. Man, that radiator cap is garbage. The seal is gone on that, but that should be enough to keep her from overheating. Yep, right out the overflow as soon as I squeeze that. Surprisingly, this hose is not hard. It's actually pretty good. But I did buy new hoses and new belts to put on this if we can get this engine back up and running like it should. So another heat cycle, and we're going to keep praying that we can get this going. All right, I am just going to try to reach in, not give it any gas, and see if she just starts up all by itself. It does. Man, it starts great. It just misses out. Come on back around, old engine. Okay, well, I'll just let it sit here and run for a while. Now, while it sits there and does its thing, we should do other things, like, let's have a look at this interior. I mean, it's pretty bad. Maybe we can vacuum it out. Look at the floorboards, because I put my foot all the way through the floorboard on the driver's side, so we're gonna have to eventually come up with some floor patches. Maybe just throw some sheet metal down, tack, screw it down, and that's gonna be good enough. But we definitely have holes in the floor pans. I just don't know how bad they are. Okay, yeah. She's pretty filthy on the inside. A little mouse nest there. The interior, that old cloth interior is just coming apart. It's all flaky. I don't think we can do anything with that besides maybe put a cover over it. But I want to check out these floors. I mean, that one feels pretty good. Oh, there's some trim. Where did that come from? Oh, okay. You can see that trim, but look over there. Oh, you can't see. Let me go on the other side. Okay, here is the other side. Oh, get these gross mats out of the way and see if there's anything underneath of the carpet. Which, really, I don't think there is. And there is not. Oh, wow. Nope. 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 And nope. Holy cow. No, I kind of wish I didn't do that. What is that? This is just a wire. This is just a wiring. There's nothing there. There is zero. There is zero there. It's just a giant hole and old carpet. Okay, that's ridiculous. Let me get to pulling that out. I don't know if I want to check the back now, but there is nothing there. So I'm going to pull the carpet out on both sides of this, and maybe that'll help keep it from catching on fire, because the exhaust pipe is right there and that carpet was laying on that exhaust. So I need to get all that carpet out of there before she gets too hot. Well, the good news is, if you can call it that, there's more smoke coming out of the exhaust now than coming out of the engine. So I don't see any blow by, but let's rev it up. Yeah, we still got blow by. Still got blow by, but we're getting more smoke out of the exhaust, so that could be a good thing. That may be smoke because we're getting our valves back, we're getting our cylinders, and oil's burning out of the cylinders. So hopefully that's what that means. So we're gonna let it run some more, clear out some of that smoke, and hopefully it's gonna come around. And there's got a light blinking back there. This is a turn signal work. You see that? Yeah, it's got a turn signal working. Well, that's something. I put that light on there. Let's see if the other side works. Yeah, the other side's working too. Holy cow. And the brake light went out. Well, things are starting to work. Actually, maybe the flashers are on. When I turn the turn signals off, they come back on. But looks like we have tail lights, and it looks like we have turn signals. Maybe it's lights. I don't even know how that works. We don't have any lights. We have wipers. We don't have any wipers. Oh, and the thing came off. Okay, I gotta stop playing around now. I'm gonna take that carpet out and let this run for a little while longer. Then let's see what it looks like. Okay, well, we're back inside here, and I got everything vacuumed out, at least on this half. We'll pull this other half out together and have a look at it, but there's the cross member. There's a wiring that goes to the back. There's the exhaust pipe. Surprisingly, it's in good shape. There's a little bit more rust up underneath there. Yeah, but that's fine. This is bad, but nothing that a big old piece of sheet metal pounded into place and zip screwed and then coated with some undercoating won't solve. It doesn't seem to go up underneath the seat, so that's a good thing. It's just rusted out here from probably door seals leaking, window seals leaking. I don't know, something was leaking to have it rotted out that bad. Let's go and pull the carpet out of the other side. I think that's going to be more solid. At least I'm going to hope it's going to be more solid. Okay, now this is just going to be a surprise to both of us, all of us actually. Hopefully there's more than one other person watching this. So pull it back. Ugh, disgusting. Gross. Don't breathe. Pull that back. Oh, that's one layer. That's another layer. Oops, I don't know what this wire is, but we're gonna leave it. Looks like there's floor. Is that original? That has to be original floor because this undercoating's underneath it here. And it's solid. Wow. Okay. Pull this out, pull this out, pull this out. Pull this out. Solid, solid. So, oops. There's a spot. That looks like where the plug was. So some moisture got up underneath there. But that looks like the worst of it, right? Yeah. That is actually good. I wish the other side looked that good. Nice. I'll vacuum this out and maybe take that center piece out. That's solid. Nice. I wasn't expecting that. So I'm surprised. I'm 50% surprised. Well, there it is. It's all done. Vacuumed out. I did find one more hole right there, which is still way better than that over there. So I cleaned up vacuumed up the seats, maybe some covers on the seats. The back looks pretty good. I didn't bother to pull the carpet out because I don't want to know if there's more. But I felt around. It's actually, ignore that noise. Solid. It's solid. So it's fine. We just have to patch up that hole, put a little metal on those holes right there, and we're good. I don't know what I'm gonna do about the headliner. You can't see it real well, but it's starting to come down there. Maybe we can just patch that together because I'd hate to take that whole headliner out and have that sun beating down on top of this car and heating things up. We can patch that up, but that's a whole nother video right there. So we're just focusing on trying to get this thing to run. I've been starting it and letting it run and shutting it down for a little while, letting the oil soak in, but it just doesn't seem to be getting there. Let's fire it up one more time to see how it's doing. The old fuel pump again, and it's already burnt through like 1.5 gallons of fuel, so that's pretty good. And she just starts right up too, so easy. Boy, I knew better to say than to say that. Stupid. Why did I say anything? Oh my gosh. Should not have said anything, or at least said it after I started it. It's been starting perfectly up until right now. There we go. You hear it coming in and out? Yeah, it's not getting any better really. It fires up just, you know, okay now, I guess, but it starts pretty good. Still blowing smoke. And I can still hear popping coming through one of the valves. So I'm not sure what to do besides more heat cycles. I say we get the rest of this car ready and maybe do some brakes and patch some holes and leave the engine for last and keep heat cycling it. The only thing that worries me is that that number 6 plug, how caked in oil it was. It wasn't firing for a very long time. I mean, did something, that being dead so long, seize up the ring? It had so much oil on the spark plug. How much oil got in between, you know, the piston and the cylinder walls, and maybe just hung that whole piston open like that. Probably, that's got to be the reason this car was parked, because there's no way it wasn't missing out when it was parked with that much oil caked in that spark plug. So that's going to be my best guess on why the car was parked. But we're just going to keep heat cycling it and hoping it's just got a bunch of junk oil caked up in those rings, and maybe eventually that'll magically start to work again somehow. But stranger things have happened. Okay, I did shut it down again because I wanted to look in the trunk. I don't think I've done that yet. The key's really sticky, but the trunk's open here. Well, ew. No, I'm pretty sure I didn't look in the trunk before, but there's the gas tank. And yeah, it just kind of rusted out. There's a tire, one of the spare tires. There's one of the hubcaps. I got 2 other hubcaps that were in the back seat there. Let's pull that gas tank out and see what we got going on. We got a bungee cord around the gas tank. Holy cow, that is heavy. Why is it so heavy? Man, is there like, I mean, there must be so much rust and junk inside of there that this just fell out of the bottom, but I can hardly pick it up. It's so heavy. That's crazy. Okay, what else do we have? Third hubcap. Oh. This bad tire. It just blew out because it's been sitting for so long. There's actually a spare in here, and there's old Ford hubcaps, but we only have 3 of those too. How come we can't have a full set of hubcaps? These are cool. I mean, we can clean them up and hang them on the wall at least, but there's a lot of rust in here. It looks like we're going to be patching up the floor pans too. Hopefully that rear frame is okay. It looks good. Boy, that's rusted out right all through there too. There's the gas tank straps rusted out. It looks like they cut those ends though, so I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, these seals go out. You can tell this seal was obviously bad, letting all that water from all those years, all that snow, all that rain, just settle into the trunk of this car. And that's what rusted all this out. I'm sure this wasn't like that when it was parked, but the cool thing is it still has, looks like the original spare tire, and behind there, I don't think you can see it, but I can see the jack. So we got the jack and the original spare, which is pretty cool. So just gonna lay some sheet metal down there. That is a big trunk. I mean, that's about a 6 to 8 body trunk right there. That is huge, but we are going to have to patch that up. But that is a job for future me. I'm not worried about it right now. Well, this project just got a whole lot more involved than what I was hoping that we would have to do. I was hoping we just fire this up, it'd run, put some brakes on it, throw some sort of gas tank in it, and we'd be running down the street. We got a lot more to do. We might have to pull this engine out, replace this engine, rebuild this engine, depending on how much time we have, or a combination of any of those things. So that's unfortunate. I do want to at least get this going good enough that we can take it out on the road to test out the transmission. It just has to go down the road and back, make sure all the gears shift. In case we have to pull out the engine, put in another one, that'd be ridiculous to find out the transmission was bad. So I'll continue to start it, and then we'll start doing some of this other stuff. The next thing we need to do are the brakes, which is not going to be done on this episode because we are already starting to run into some time here. But I bought rear brake shoes and front brake shoes, probably. Usually the rears are smaller than the fronts. I also have, what else do I have? A box of stuff. Here are the belts I got. This is a cap, a fuel pump, brake hardware, brake hoses, radiator hoses, wheel cylinders, and more belts, oil filter. There's some spark plugs over there. That's all Rock Auto junk. So this is Bosch. This comes from Rock Auto too, but they sell Bosch, and this was actually a pretty good deal. Whatever, oh, a master cylinder. There's a master cylinder in there as well. We're gonna need all of that stuff, and probably some brake line. I'm pretty sure we're gonna break some stuff, but this is gonna be an ongoing video series. It's gonna be kind of like what I did on the old Monte Carlo here, which is turned into a workbench for the Caprice, but we did a little bit at a time on the Monte Carlo, and we were able to get it up and running, and this is drivable now. We can take it down the street. It's not 100% done, but it is done enough that we can drive it if we want. We probably could drive it on a Power Tour, Poverty Tour, almost the way it sits right now. A couple more wires, put some gauges in it, and it's done. Maybe a radio. It just needs those goofy little bitty things, but this is ready to go. So this is gonna be our next deal, and this video is gonna be over, but next video, we will get into doing these brakes and probably firing it up and letting it run some more, hoping that cylinder will come back and those lifters will pump back up and give us enough compression to run this down the street. So that is gonna wrap it up for this episode of Street Rag Garage. Until next time.